So AMD's new Zen 2 CPUs and Navi GPUs make a formidable combo. This $1,000 gaming PC features these parts and can easily handle 1440p gaming and video editing. This is the hardware hub, and let's get right into it. So before we start, I would like to quickly mention I have links to everything in the description, so check those out if you're interested. But with that out of the way, let's get into the build itself. To start it off for the CPU, I went with the AMD Ryzen 5 3600 for $199. This is a 6-core 12-thread CPU that comes clocked at 3.6 GHz with a boost clock of 4.2 GHz. Now this is based on the Zen 2 architecture, so you know you're getting the latest from AMD. This is definitely a strong CPU for gaming and actually beats equivalent i5 CPUs when clock speeds are the same. Now this may not be able to hit the 5 GHz overclock that a lot of Intel CPUs can hit, but it can definitely push around 4.2 to 4.3 GHz in most cases for the CPU. Productivity workloads like video editing and compression are really going to like having 12 threads, and it's really hard to beat performance like this at this price. So altogether, it's a great bang for the buck CPU from AMD. For the motherboard, I went with the MSI B450M BAZOOKA V2 for $79. This is a micro ATX motherboard with 4 RAM slots, 4 SATA 6GB per second ports, and an M.2 slot. A cool feature about this motherboard is that the BIOS can be updated with a USB stick, which is going to save you from buying an older CPU in order to upgrade the BIOS to a BIOS that can support the 3000 series. Now this is also a B450 motherboard with nice VRM heatsinks, so overclocking is not going to be an issue. So altogether, this has all the features that you need at a nice price point. Now for the RAM, I went with the CORSAIR Vengeance 16GB set for $68. This is a pretty nice kit that comes clocked at 3000 MHz and is dual channel. Having 16GB of RAM won't limit you in games and will allow for moderate content creation work. Ryzen really likes multi-channel and fast RAM, so it's important to go with a kit like this. Now for the storage, I have both an SSD and a hard drive. The SSD in this build is the ADATA SU800 512GB SSD for $60. Now the SSD is going to be there for your OS and all of your applications. Since SSDs are faster than hard drives, you will get faster boot times and load times for everything that you put on here. SSDs also have much lower failure rates, so I'd highly recommend you put important files on the SSD as well. The 512GB capacity can hold a couple of your most played games as well, so if you have some games that have really long load times, or if you only play 1 or 2 games at a time, download them onto your SSD to get faster load times. So there's not much more to say about this, it's really just there for speeding up your boot times and storing your important files. Now for the hard drive, I went with the Western Digital CAVIAR Blue 1TB for $44. This is a pretty basic hard drive that spins at 7200 RPM and has 64 MB of cache. Now this has a 1TB capacity, so it can definitely fit a lot of stuff. It's going to be there for your mass storage like storing all of your games and large media files. So altogether, it gets the job done at a very low price per gigabyte. Now for the video card, I went with the POWERCOLOR RX 5700 XT for $400. This is the latest release from AMD and features the long-awaited Navi architecture. It performs very well and actually rivals the RTX 2060 Super and the regular RTX 2070 in performance. The 8GB of GDDR6 VRAM this has is enough for 1440p gaming. Now this combination of VRAM and performance makes it a very good card for 1440p gamers. The blower style fan isn't the fanciest out there, but it will get the job done and will allow for a modest overclock. So altogether, it's a great 1440p gaming card. Now for the case, I went with the PHANTEKS ECLIPSE P350X for $70. This is a very nice looking case that comes with built-in RGB strips, which you can change to match the theme of your setup. If you don't really care for RGB, you can get the non-RGB version of this case for $10 less, which I'll link down below. Now this also comes with a tempered glass side panel and a PSU shroud, which are nice features to have. Airflow is also pretty nice as there's numerous fan mounts all around the case and it is pretty spacious. Cable management should be a breeze as well, since you have the PSU shroud and a bunch of room behind the motherboard. PHANTEKS makes some of the best mid to high end cases out there, and this is no exception. Last but not least, for the power supply, I went with the 620W Seasonic Evo for $67. This is quite an excellent power supply that is 80 plus bronze rated and is fully modular. Being fully modular gives you the option of changing out cables to match your PC's color scheme and can help with cable management as extra cables can be removed. This also has 4 8-pins, so it can handle pretty much any consumer level GPU out there as long as the PC consumption falls under 620 watts. So altogether, this is a high quality unit from Seasonic with a bunch of very nice features. Now after seeing all those parts, you're probably wondering, how will this perform? This can handle the latest games at 1440p high to ultra settings with close to 60 FPS. Of course, you're not going to be maxing things out at 60 FPS, but you will be getting a very good 1440p gaming experience. This is also a great PC if you're playing at 1080p 144Hz, so if you have a monitor with that resolution and refresh rate, then this will also be able to handle that as well. Now if you have any questions about this PC or PC building in general, please leave a comment down below and I'll answer you down there. Also, I'd like to quickly mention once again, I have links to everything in the description, so check those out if you're interested. But yeah guys, that's all for today. If you liked the video, please be sure to hit the like button. If you didn't like the video, please dislike the video and subscribe for more content. And I'll see you guys in the next one.